is last 1 minute. Okay, now whenever you're comfortable, you can place your fingers on your eyes. On the count of 5, you open your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you. Welcome to all. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apart from Priya and me, we are like 4 participants. Welcome. Welcome to everybody. Yeah. So I see Asha Khandelwal, Vidushi, Richa Gupta, and Uma. So before we start, before we get into the topic, just I want to hear from everyone what are your expectations from this session? What made you come to this session? So who wants to go first? Asha ji. Okay, Vidushi, tell me, bolo.
Just I want to know something new, that what I have did with my kids during these like lockdown, what and I can do something new in way to
Acha. So what
understand
is
this.
your challenge? Is there any challenge right now?
Not exactly, but somehow I felt that their physical activities are little bit low as compared to earlier. That's it, not much, because at home there is a very little bit, and we are not going out at all. So that is the
True.
only thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the only thing which I feel that it should be increased. Otherwise there is no other issues or any behavior, anything. It's a very comfort zone regarding studies or any behavior or behavioral problem is not at all with me. So I just seen that how can I do for that, they do it themselves, because one is 10 or other is going to be a 6 now. So both of them, how can they cope out with these, because they need something to do more creative rather than drawings and all, because they used to do drawing and all these things, but how much kids always required something more than daily routine. Because how long
Yeah.
they dance, how long they do the drawing, so what else they involved.
What else? Okay.
Yeah.
What are the other possibilities? Okay, great. Yeah, I understood.
Thank you.
Who next? Anybody wants to tell what is your expectation?
Yes, ma'am.
Richa, yeah, Asha Gupta. Sorry, I got confused. Richa or Asha ji, either of you can tell.
मैम यस मैम आशा खंडेलवाल दिस साइड
हाँ बोलिए.
मैम एक्चुअली मेरा लाइक किड्स का जो अभी नेचर है इट इज बिकम क्वाइट चैलेंजिंग फॉर मी कि वो कम्प्लीटली सोशल मीडिया की तरफ अट्रैक्ट हो गए हैं. दे डोंट कॉन्सेंट्रेट ऑन देयर स्टडीज एंड ऑल. So अभी like if I use phone for session, like अभी जैसे मैंने सेशन के लिए भी फोन लिया है, तो उनको फिर जब मैं बोलती हूँ तो लाइक जैसे कि अभी आप हमारे साथ में खेलो, नहीं तो लाइक वी हैव मैनी वर्क्स टू डू, तो बहुत सिचुएशन काफी टफ है अभी, हाउ टू हैंडल देम.
Okay, understood. Okay, thank you. And next, who wants to go next?
हेलो.
Yeah, Richa ji boliye. Yes, tell me.
हाँ, लाइक मेरा एक टीनेज का बेटा है, ही इज 14 एंड वो अभी उसको लगता है सब चीज नॉर्मल है. पैंडेमिक में वो बहुत स्पोर्टी पर्सन है और उसे अभी कुछ
Okay.
करने ही नहीं मिल रहा है.
Okay. So he is
हाउ
not
टू
happy about that.
साइकिलिंग पसंद है, फुटबॉल की भी ट्रेनिंग ले रहा है, तो ही इज वेरी एक्टिव इन स्पोर्ट्स ऑल्सो. सो उसको कहीं ना कहीं वो ग्रज उसके पढ़ाई में निकलता है या तो मेरे पे निकलता है.
Okay.
फ्रस्ट्रेशन कहीं ना कहीं तो निकलेगा.
Understood. Okay. Okay. Or I understood.
मैम बच्चों के नेचर में ना अभी बहुत एग्रेसिव, मतलब बहुत एग्रेशन बढ़ गया है, नेचर में बहुत ड्रास्टिक चेंजेस आए हैं.
Stress build-up हुआ है ना over this time. The stress is built up on them. So yeah, what we can do about that? And they also reflect our stress. और कोई बोलना चाहेगा? Anybody else is there who wants to tell? Okay, I see. Fine. So I got a fair idea. Asha ji, Richa ji, Leena Bajaj. Okay, got it. Okay, then let's get into the session. So I don't know. I don't know what you can take away from the session, but I just thought whatever I have to offer. My child, he is 5. Okay, so I'll be offering from that perspective. Maybe it will help you also. And I can give some tips and tricks for the elder ones as well, and the middle-aged ones as well. So let's get into this topic. So this pandemic, it has been like a unpleasant surprise or a pleasant surprise for everybody, right? Nobody expected it to happen. Even the so-called spiritual community, we also couldn't predict it. It was not supposed to be known beforehand. It was supposed to be a surprise, and then everybody was put on the spot, and everybody was supposed to like take it spontaneously. It was supposed to be an impulsive thing, and it happened that way. And now we are in it, and we are almost at the end of it, end of the tunnel, where we can see the light at the other end. But while going through all these things, a lot of stress has been built up, and it's showing up on our kids. I think it's too late for me to take this session. I should have taken it beforehand, probably a few months before. But I think even I needed the time to figure out things and to navigate through these times and find my center, and to be able to share what I have learned with you, or how things are working with me, or how I'm making it work, or just a helping hand that we can learn from uh, each other. Okay, so what these uncertain times, they have been really a blessing in disguise, a pause, a very, very important pause that we needed. We as humanity, we needed this. But it is coming at its price that, with some kind of restriction. It's like literally like नो कि जैसे कि साढ़े साती है या शनि है, we say all these things that some big obstacle is right in front of us and we are not able to move, we are not able to do what we want. So it has been like that and we are stuck at home. Some people more than others, either by choice or no, by their own comfort, or just because it is meant to be that way. So, but we have, but it is a blessing in disguise at the same time. A lot of external pursuits of ours. Okay, we have a lot of external pursuits. Those were, we had to take a pause and like really go within and be confined in a limited space, and were made to face the things that we would have not faced otherwise. We got more than needed time with the family, and it's kind of a testing time, testing of our patience, of our tolerance, of our to really see the things for as they are. The things that we could have avoided while going through the life as usual, as a normal life, if we could have avoided those things, we could not have even got a chance to look at those things. A lot of unhealed elements, or the things that we were just managing. No? So we just had to take a very closer look, and so that way it has helped us grow internally a lot. At the same time, it has built up lot and lots of stress, a different kind of stress, the stress of not feeling the freedom. Okay, with the lot of things that we had taken for granted, that we not even considered as freedom, now we feel that they are freedom. Okay, and the kids who might have now have maybe throwing tantrums going to school, they would be missing the school. So this is surprising. So that kind of change of perspective has come out of this. So we have understood that our home is our safe haven. It is a place which is the safest for us. So we have understood the importance of the home, family, and everything which we could have taken for granted, which we have taken for granted all these years and times. So it has also probably helped us to strengthen the family bond. Or if the family was not strong enough, it could have also shown a lot of things that we could have avoided. Parents had to step up and they had to take the roles of the teachers and the facilitators, and even as the roles of if you're not like when the maids were not there, the role of the maid as well. And it is physically and mentally and emotionally taxing, with not much to do, not being able to take the fresh air, to go out or hang out with friends, and socialize. People who are used, extroverts would have felt it a lot. um, but it also allowed us to come up with creative solutions, come up with build new rhythms in the house, with everybody working from home and the kids not going to school. So the whatever was your earlier rhythm in the house, it would have completely changed or shifted, and then everybody had to step up and adjust to this new normal. um, so it is a challenging thing for everyone involved, not just the parents or the kids or the elders. It's for everybody. It's the same. And so it's up to us to look at it as a challenge or as an opportunity. So when it comes to parenting, um, we are no, we are the anchors, okay, mm, of, so we have a double responsibility of taking care of ourselves, at the same time taking care of our children, and no more so it falls upon the women of the house. Okay, you have to take care of the mental, emotional, physical well-being of your own self, uh, of the family, of the children. um, so it is demanding, it has been challenging, and we have stepped up and we have done our best, but still, no, there are certain things which maybe we can help each other with. I'm not the only one here trying to help. I would love to hear from you guys also how you coped up with the challenges that you had to face uh, in this, so that everybody help with our mutual learnings, because everybody has learned a lot um, in these times. Come up with, might have come up with a lot of creative solutions, or got stressed also, and it's okay to get stressed, it's fine, we are humans and we have our limits, we have our saturation points. Okay. So, but there are certain things which can make things easier and manageable. And no. So first and foremost is like, for the child, what we can do in the household is make certain things proper, and then rest of the things they fall in place accordingly. So the basic things that when we can take care of is like the sleeping times of the children. If they sleep well, they get up well the next day, and they are more energetic, more refreshed, and they are ready to take on the day, and it makes our lives easy. So sleeping is very, very important these days. Children, ideally they should sleep with the waking, with the rhythm of the sun. When the sun goes down, they should also retire for the day and go to bed. They shouldn't be up till 11 or 12 or 1, which is very disheartening to see that children these days, they are staying up and they are missing out on the deep sleep that we get before the midnight. Okay, the sleep between like sundown till midnight, that sleep is very, very crucial for child of any age. Okay, the morning hours, it's ideal to get up early, like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever is the, but to get the sleep in the midnight hours, till the midnight hours, from sundown to midnight hours, is very, very crucial, and we are missing out on those, and those the repercussions of that will be reflected in the later life of the child. Okay, also it gives them a lot of anxiety and stress, combined with the modern gadgets that we have. That's another challenge. Okay, that if the sleep rhythm is not proper, then everything gets disrupted. So if you want to fix one thing, if you want to do one thing differently, uh, I can help you with this. I would suggest that you have to set a rhythm of sleep for the child, because it is a preparation. Sleep is a preparation for the next day. Okay, so we'll start from there. So when after that we have sun, so we have the day. So we have to wake up also along with the sun, or maybe before the sunrise, even better. Okay, so if we fix that pattern, and for it to be fixed for the children, it has to be fixed for us first. Okay, everything starts from us. And then we have like basic 3 to 4 activities that happen in a day for a child. It will start with cleanup, like brushing, bathing, and then there would be meals, and then there would be play, and there would be some work also for them. Okay, so basically these 4 activities will happen throughout the day. So if we structure them properly, then lot of anxiety that might happen, or the tantrums can be reduced if there is enough structure. At the same time, there should be some flexibility, but there should be some structure in place which can be flexible, but that is very important. If we do not have any structure, uh, it won't be a surprise if the child is stressed or anxious or throwing tantrums or not listening or hyperactive or no other things, such things. Then we have meal time. So there should be a meal time that works for your family, and it should be the same every day. It shouldn't be like this time, this day, and other day. It can be like different for weekday are different, meal plan, and weekend it can be different, but it should be consistent. Okay, because when we have a consistent rhythm which is a flexible, I'm not talking about discipline or I'm not talking about discipline or routine, I'm saying a rhythm. There is a difference between a rhythm and a discipline. Okay, discipline is something which is non-negotiable, but the rhythm is something which is flexible. Okay, you can stretch it and contract it, but it still has its place. Okay, it doesn't go. So that fine balance of structure and flexibility is very, very important, and that way if you make a schedule for your own day, it's going to be very, very helpful, and it's going to keep the child more relaxed and calm, because they know what to expect. Because if there are lot of surprises in the day and there is no structure, then the energy of the child will not be in sync with that, and it will be very jittery. It will be very just like the structure. If there is no structure, there won't be a structure to their energies as well. So it will be really difficult for you to give the instructions. Even if you give the instructions, there is no guarantee the child is going to take it properly and execute it properly. So these are the basic framework that you can create in the household. You can fix these basic things, and everything will just fall in place if we take care of these things. So then there will be meal times. There should be proper meal times, and it's important that when everybody is in the house, it's really good if everybody sits together and have a family meal. Okay, if it's possible for you, it's well and good. If it's not, even then better, but at least a time, no, it should be proper. Then there will be play time. So there will be time which is dedicated for playing, and there will be time which is dedicated for work work in the sense I'm trying to say is any focused activity which you do with a purposeful activity which is done with focus. Okay, so it can be anything, any art, any creation, or any project they want to do, um, or just something which requires a bit of attention, and which channelizes the energy of the child into something, and it brings about their attention and concentration. That is what I'm trying to say. And play is free play. It's like there should be no boundaries to the play. It can be any play. It should be like kind of a free play where they're free to do anything. Okay, whatever they wish, like they want to jump, they want to play with the dolls or the toys, or something something of that sort. And then as the sun is going down, you have to retire for the sleep. There should be a sleep time, and there should be, you can have a proper sleep ritual for yourself, like probably if you take a bath before bed, then that it should be there. Like post dinner, you have bath, and then if you have massage, or if you have in winters probably you do massage and sleep, and story time. So some kind of bedtime ritual, or some soothing music before bed or during the bed, or you sing a lullaby to your child, or you tell a story, something of that sort, a bedtime ritual, so that the child understands, the body registers that this is the time for sleeping. When this happens, it means it is time for sleep. When we take a either a evening freshening up activity, or a evening or the bath, or clothes changing, or something, so that gives them an indication that this is a time to sleep now. Okay, this activity means we are getting ready for sleep. Okay, and then the body registers this, and body accepts it, and it gets ready for shutting down the senses. And then you also dim the lights of the house, do create a atmosphere for a restful sleep, and probably go through the day, that okay, today we did this and this and this, so did you like this part, or did you not like this part, and how can we do it differently? So have an honest conversation at the end of the day, that how we could have done things differently, or how which part you liked, which can we do more often. So this applies for children of all ages. Okay, it doesn't have to be like very young children, but it can be done for children of all ages. It just creates a really good bond also. And also it takes away any pressure or stress they might be carrying throughout the day. If they had something that did not go well as per their liking, then you have resolved it then and there, and they did not take it in their sleep, so they have a restful sleep. Otherwise, if they sleep with the same thing in their mind, something that did not go their way, or something that was not addressed, okay, they are holding a resentment or an anger or a bad feeling about something, they are not going to sleep with that feeling. So you have resolved it then and there, so the balance for the day is restored, and they are going with a nil balance of nil no disturbance of any sort, and they are getting a restful sleep, so that will prepare them for the next day. Okay, and what happens throughout the day, it also going to determine the kind of sleep you are going to get. So all the experiences that happen throughout the day, and that you have resolved and made the balance nil, they'll be absorbed in their consciousness in the sleep, and uh, at the same time they will get registered in the I don't know if you should mention that or not, in the Akashic records also. So they are registered as a part of their life in their subconscious memory. Okay, so this is a response. This is what you can do as a basic structure for the day. This is sleeping and eating, the things that we take for granted. If we increase the quality of those things itself, a lot of other issues that we have, they'll be put to rest. Okay, then if we do this with our children right from their early ages, then in future they're not going to need any inner child work. This is how we are going to prevent from any blocks from getting created. So this is like no, being mindful of what we are adding to their consciousness. And if we do all these things, if we take care of all these things, then there is very less probability of having further uh, challenges. Okay, the challenges will be 50% will be taken care by this. I tell you, more than 50% will be taken care by having a proper rhythm, the day rhythm. So now, so most of the times the responsibility of the parenting, it falls on the head of the mother. but it is a shared responsibility. And everybody has to understand it. Everybody in the family has to understand that. At the same time, the mother should not go for perfection, uh, because it is an illusion. You can't be perfect. Okay, there will be some or the other things which is still, you know, can be done better. Um, so let go of perfection. That's going to take a lot of your stress away, and don't try to have a trophy child, like a perfect kind of. Don't expect that from the child as well. Okay, keep your expectations realistic, and really understand who the child is and what the child is, and then you will know what is right to expect and what is not right to expect, because everybody is going to have their own strengths and own weaknesses. So just focus more on the strength, and just no just don't pay much attention to the weakness, because the strengths are going to overpower the weaknesses. The strength are going to take care of their weaknesses. So you just focus on, no just uh, expanding, or encouraging with the, no so that they acknowledge their own strengths, and they can depend on that, okay, to take care of their weaknesses. Okay, so that should be the approach. So this time, during these times also, is it okay? How are you guys? Am I going okay? Is the speed fine? Any questions so far? Just want to hear. Is it making sense? Anybody wants to say? Or just give me a thumbs up. I'll keep going if it's okay. Just tell me in the chat. Anybody wants to say? Okay, probably I'll just keep going. So at this time, our life skills were put to test. Our self-control is put to test. At the same time, we have to take care of our own needs. And this is a time when the fathers also have to step up for their role, and they have to get over that, no, prince syndrome, that I need everything on the table, and I'm not going to pick up my teacup and my plate, and everything should be served to me. All those things, they have to get over that prince syndrome, and really wake up to the challenge, and support, and be play a equal part in the household chores. Same goes for the children. You have to involve them in the household chores. You have to seek help and assistance from your spouse, from your children. So it can't be that one person is overburdened and the other people are just having a good time or celebrating a holiday or considering this as a holiday. So there, some people are thinking, okay, I'm working from home and it's kind of a holiday for me. I don't need to do. And while the wife is overworked, and overburdened, and she is able to. Okay, Olina Bajaji, what are you saying? I did not get. Just keep going. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, keep going.
Okay, fine. So take care of your own needs, seek assistant, give responsibility for each person in the house, share the responsibility. Okay, you don't have to do it all by yourself, and take help, and ask everybody to take care of their own stuff. And household chores, they should be shared, and it should be appreciated that, okay, I did this thing today, I folded the clothes, or I dried the clothes, or I did dishes today, or I did help in cooking today. So all those things, they should be appreciated, like you appreciate that you got 90% marks, or you got first in the running race, or these things should be treated equal. These are life skills, okay? They make a person responsible person or an irresponsible person, dependent person or an independent person, a person of character or a person of lack of character. So these things should be treated like how would you treat the marks on the report card or the first now rank in a running race or extracurricular activity or any other certificate, and they should be appreciated like that. Okay, it's high time that the life skills are appreciated and they are regarded with the same respect that you would give to any other kind of activity. And then this new normal, it should be made a new normal, and it is here to stay, and everybody has to step up for that. And this should be made understood to the children by example. For that, the parents have to show it by their own example. Okay, so if one parent is not up to the mark, then the child is not going to learn it is a responsibility of both the parents to step up and show and lead by example. So what else we can do in these stressful times? I am going to give you a lot of activities in the end, but before that, I am just trying to set a basic structure and framework in place. And on top of that, we can go into some activities which can engage the children. Okay. Before that, we need to fix the basic things. So that's what I'm addressing right now. What are the things that we can do? We can bring in the more warmth with more hugs and more warmth in general. And just be realistic. Don't try to be a perfectionist. Do your best. Done is better than perfect anytime. Lead by your own example. Be a good role model for your child. And then when the children, they don't learn by what you tell them, but they learn by what you are and what you do. Okay, so anytime you want a child to listen to you, just do that thing yourself, and you don't even have to tell them to do this or do that. They will just do it. Will happen automatically. Okay, so that is the best thing that I can tell you. So talking and giving instruction doesn't work. Doing and setting an example, being a role model, always works. So you also, for yourself, you de-stress, meditate, pick up a hobby, sing, dance, just let loose, relax, and just de-stress as a family. Just lose all your inhibitions and take don't have to take life too seriously. And of course, self-love and mindfulness, they are going to come very handy in these times, and your children are also going to like that. You should have instead of more Wi-Fi, we should have things that make you do more high-fives. Okay, so more high-fives and less Wi-Fi, and involve and engage all family members and take turns in doing things which are a little difficult or are demanding, or if it shouldn't be, nothing should be one person's task. It should be like every job can be taken, you can take turns for that. So meal times together, and the best thing you can do in these times is to celebrate festivals. Celebrate festivals, because that's going to give the much needed relief and the newness to the monotony of this life in the pandemic. And at the same time, it makes you look forward to certain things, like certain rituals or certain the delicacies which are special for the festival. And it helps you create the memories, and it de-stresses you on a level. At the same time, it allows you to feel the passage of time and the change of the seasons and the change of the time, at the same time you're creating memories, and you're also taking care of adjusting yourself to the seasons, to the rhythms of earth. Okay, and the energies, the changing energies, how you are changing within yourself, how your digestive system is changing in every season, how what kind of food choices you're making in every season. It makes you aware of that. It makes you conscious, bring the consciousness and the awareness in your body, in your mind, how you feel in a winter, how you feel in a summer, how you feel in a rainy season, how is your mood, how can a sunlight or a cloudy day can affect your mood or mindset. So just it this way also, through festivals and those through celebrations and through food and the seasons, the change of the seasons, have seasonal fruits, seasonal vegetables, and make special delicacies which have been passed on to you through generations. um, and enjoy them and give them the much needed importance which we are losing in these times, no? And making it yourself at home, something that you have not made, you have never tried at home. I mean, a lot of things you could have already tried, and you would have thought that why didn't I ever try this before, because this is so simple and I would just go and buy it from outside, because it was available, because just it was convenience. And no, but because this convenience is making us the consumers that we have become today. And we do not understand the importance of doing things from scratch. Okay, we have because it's really easy to go and get something and then enjoy, and then that is consumerism. But doing things from scratch, putting your heart and mind and energy into that, and then relishing it, it has a different kind of nourishment, which is not, you're not going to get it when you go and get it from outside. So that nourishment, the energy that you put into it, it's going to be very, very different, and the quality is going to be very, very different, and the satisfaction is going to be very, very different, and the bringing together of the family for that celebration, it is going to nourish your etheric body. Okay, so it's going to keep your etheric body strong, and that is going to reflect in the entire family. It's going to reflect in the energy of the entire family. It's going to reflect in the energy of the child and everybody. At the same time, rest and relax whenever you need to, let off the steam, uh, do what you need to do to relax yourself, take some time off if you have worked a lot, and just focus on the process, then the end result. Then no, like we always know that our only job is to do our part. What happens is not our business. Okay, so if we have that approach, then we are not going to have a lot of stress and things related to that. Have some special days like a movie day or a treat day, or these days we also had haircut day where we were doing on some Sundays. We would do haircut, and then vegetables day, and something special day. We'll have palak paneer day one day when we get fresh palak. So some special days which you look forward to, and they are going to make your life easy, and it's going to keep the child no engaged in a different way. The way they look forward to it, they're not going to become bored or something. They're okay, I have something to look forward to, and that the stress is not going to build up. It's going to give them a certain kind of happiness or a joy. Okay, and the don'ts, I would say the don'ts would be that yeah, we do crib, we do complain. There are a lot of things to crib and complain, but just be gentle on everybody. Be gentle on yourself. Everybody is processing this thing in a different way, in their own way. Some people are in denial. Some people have accepted it and they just want to they are in a rush to get out of this. Some people are in complete acceptance. So everybody has a different way of dealing with this, and everybody in the family is going to deal with it in a very, very different manner. So just be allow them to do it in their own way, but don't avoid the responsibility. And you like it or you don't like it, you are the anchor, you are the captain of the ship. And if you are not taking care of yourself, if you are not in control, it's going to reflect on the entire family. Do not neglect your children also at the same time. Declutter, mm, do some minimal activity, remove some stuff which is taking your energy unnecessarily, reduce the activities which are not necessary, conserve your energies, and get some me time, whenever needed. But don't make it as an excuse that I'm so busy that I am not able to hear when my child is coming near me and he's asking for some help. I'm so busy that I have to just shoo the child away and keep working. That should not be the case. You adjust your activities accordingly, prioritize them in a way that the child has, he's always, that you are always available, approachable. Okay, when you do that, the child is going to know that when it is right to bother the parent or not. The child knows that he is that you are approachable, whenever you go to him, he is going to get the attention, and you're not going to turn away the child. The child will intelligently know that uh, that now it's not the right time. Maybe looks like mama is busy or papa is busy, so I would rather hold back and go to them when they are little free. Okay, so if you do this, the child is also going to um, understand. They are very, very intelligent. Okay, so what you give them, you get in return. If you don't give that, you're going to get a tantrum in return. Okay, so because all the time you're setting an example for them, you are the role model, and they are learning from you. They are learning through imitation. They learn through imitation. Okay, so your doing and your being is what they are absorbing and they are being. Okay, and don't try to be their friends or teachers. You're a parent, and stick to that as much as possible. Even though you have to step up in these times, you have to play with them, you have to be their teacher, but yeah, understand that at the end of the day you are parent, and that is just a temporary role that we are playing. um, don't impose your ideas, give them the freedom to choose, and try not to be too interfering in their matters. uh, give cooperation whenever they ask for. Okay, or whenever you think that they need help. Okay, and because the creation that they are going to do, for example, if they are working on some art and they are making a mistake, they are not drawing it properly, something, so don't immediately go and tell them, oh, it should not be done this way or it should be done this way. Whatever they have created, just appreciate that, because this is at this level, this is their best they have done, and definitely they're going to improve in future. They are going to do things better on their own. Okay, we don't need to tell them that you have to fix it right now. Allow them that process of growing up, allow them that process of no bettering themselves, because that happens automatically. They're not going to stay where they are going to improve. But when you appreciate it, what they have done at this point of time with the abilities they have right now, that gives them the confidence to improve. Okay, so it happens indirectly, it happens automatically. Okay, so these are some slides I have put from my previous presentation, so I'll just run through them if we have gone through it before. I'll just skip through this. Okay. So meditation with closed eyes and mindfulness with the open eyes, that should be your mantra for yourself and for everybody. Treat them as equal to you. Treat them as a soul. That a soul who has come to you, um, for your mutual journey together. And don't look at them through the lens of fear that if he doesn't study now, what's going to happen? And don't impose your fears on them. Evolve from the fear consciousness to love consciousness. Okay. The more freedom you give them, the more safe space you give them, the more authentic expression you allow them, that much better they will be equipped to face the world. Okay, so don't force them to put on a mask around you. They should be able to no inhibitions in the house. No, they do not need to put on any mask in front of you. Allow them that freedom to be who they really are. Okay. um, just look at the child, who the child is, because every child has their unique gifts. They have come here with their unique gifts and talents. And understand that our responsibility is that this is parenting is only a 20 years project. After that, we have to offer them to the world. And we are only the facilitators, and we are helping them create their own reality. That's all our job is. Okay, to create a solid foundation for rest of their life and give them the wings to fly, and go on their own journey. So that was a basic framework and basic, what do I say? Restructuring of the mental chatter of a parent. If that is taken care of, the rest of the things, they automatically fall in place. So what are the activities that we can do with the children? So in the meal time, we can ask them for the meal planning. Okay, we can involve them in the meal planning for the entire week or for the day. We can ask them for helping in the cooking, helping in the preparation for the cooking, like washing vegetables or chopping vegetables or cutting or peeling, or if you're baking, then getting the ingredients and putting them together, mixing them, whisking them, all those things, or kneading, whatever, something like that. I hope you got the point. And then setting the table for food, that arrange the table, make it ready, serving the food. They can be involved in serving the food. And then after the dinner is the meal is done, then rinsing, picking up their own plate and rinsing it, and then picking up the mats or the post meal cleanup. And appreciate them, not too much appreciation, but a gentle acknowledgement of their efforts. It it keeps them motivated. And then there's in the playtime, they should be allowed to play freely, um, with the natural materials, not with no artificial materials like plastic. Because nowadays, all the most of the toys that you get, they are plastic toys. But choose natural materials over plastic and artificial materials, because the sensory input that they get with these natural materials is completely different than what they get from the plastic and artificial material. It's not going to give them the same soothing touch or the soothing texture. It's not going to give them the same sensory input if the material is not natural. And it may, those bright colors of the plastic toys, and they can be really overwhelming, and may they also create hyperactivity and those kind of some kind of stress and anxiety in them. So when we are changing, talking about environmentalism and everything, we are missing this very very big thing of that the toys that are made for the children who are like so sensitive and uh, so close to the source consciousness. Um, so we're not taking care of the kind of materials that we're giving them to play, the kind of textures and the quality of that material, the vibration of that material. So be very, very choosy and mindful while playing, while choosing their toys. Then have some dolls, allow them to play with the dolls and the toys, uh, preferably handmade. If you can put in some effort in making the dolls for them, or to making the toys, soft toys for them from scratch, they're going to revere that toy like anything that you have brought from the store. Again, the point of consumerism comes here, that they are going to cherish it like a family member, they're going to love them like a family member, they're going to take care of the toy like a family member, because they have seen that how much effort the mother has put in, or no anybody has put in making them. If you are making a knitted toy, you are knitting it like for days together and weeks together, and the toy takes a form, and they have seen the beauty and the process of creation and how much effort has gone into that. They are going to revere that toy like anything. It's going to have a great value for them. And then there will be like a lot of pretend plays, there will be a lot of role plays, uh, there will be singing, dancing, impromptu, there will be some imaginary plays, they'll have some imaginary friends, or no, even the cartoon characters, if they have seen, not recommended though, but if they are exposed to that, because no, we cannot live in a vacuum and not expose the children to some or the other way. Even if you try to avoid it, they'll be exposed to certain things. So they'll have a lot of imaginary friends and their imagination is going to run wild. So just allow them and let that happen, because that's very very important for their growth. And then there you can uh, make puppets with them, you can make some props with them and create some puppet shows or stories using those. You can use your different color dupattas you can use, um, and no, the child doesn't need too much to play. The same dupatta, if you have a yellow color dupatta, a blue color dupatta, a brown color, no, have them, give them as a toy. So they will make, with the green color they'll make grass, with the blue color they'll make a sea, um, um, with the brown color they'll make a mud or sand, and they'll create a beach for themselves, and they'll do a pretend play of being on the beach, and they'll have some boats and something. So it's going to be a very very organic play. It will be an imaginary play, pretend play, role play, and it's going to engage the child. So then when the child is lost in that world, the lot of your responsibility is, then you get a lot of free time. The child is happily playing by himself and is not seeking your attention, because he is in his own wonderland, and which is very very nourishing for their consciousness. So then it's going to give you a lot of freedom to do your own thing. So those are the ideas. And then for the work, you can do some creative work with them, no, any kind of art work that you like. um, what we did is, we also did composting in our house. So we had to set up a compost where all the wet waste will put regularly there, and he would watch the entire process, and then he'll be so interested in what happens after this pile is completely filled, and then this peels, they turn into a soil, compost. So involve them in gardening, involved in watering the plants, washing the clothes. So they find it very interesting. For them, we feel that we are asking them to do a chore, but when they wash their own clothes, they get such a sense of achievement. Oh my god, I washed my clothes. And it's playing with that water and that soap and everything. It's so much fun for them. It gives them so much sensory satisfaction. And water is an element, right? So the five elements, they should be anyways playing with all the five elements. So uh, you make it interesting, and then you'll find that there are n number of activities that you can engage the children with. uh, just don't make them into a chore or a responsibility. Make them into something interesting, or allow them to feel the beauty of it. Okay, so if you add that quality, they are going to take it. They're not going to reject it, saying that I'm not going to do this because this is not my job. That thought doesn't have to go in their mind that this is not my job. Everything related to you is your job. Okay, now or later, but that responsibility, that sense of responsibility has to come. Then folding the clothes and helping around in the house, no, they can do you. It's to engage the children. Knitting is very it works very well. No? They can knit. They can knit very well, and they don't have to knit with those sticks. Okay, they can knit with their fingers. Okay, the finger knitting is very easy, and they just love it. It's very repetitive, and it improves a lot of gross and fine motor skills. Then you can give them play doughs, you can give them clay, you can give them wax. Okay, there is a modeling wax that you get, which is like with the warmth of your hand, it becomes soft. Okay, and you can turn it into different shapes, just like a play dough. You can know play dough, clay, wax modeling. So all these things, they keep the child engaged for a longer period of time, and then you get a lot of free time on your hand to do the things that you like to do. And if only if you're doing the things which are purposeful, they are not going to disturb you. And if they see you watching doing some unpurposeful work, they know the difference. They are very smart. They know the difference, and they're going to bother you. So whenever if you're talking on the phone or spending too much time on the phone, they're definitely going to come and bother you. But they see that you're doing something purposeful, something important, something that matters to you, they're not going to bother you. They're very intelligent that way. Okay, so in the next slide, I'm going to give you some visual things, that what are the activities that you can do with the children. Okay, so whatever I've mentioned so far, I've put that in the pictures. So probably you can take a look and understand. Here they are playing with the sand. So this is like a small sand pit which is created by bamboos, no, by tying the bamboos together and then wrapping it with a plastic sheet, and then put some sand in there, and this can be like this kind of bamboo, this kind of sand pit you can create at your house. And in the balcony probably you can put, or if you have a outside space, that's even better. But if you don't have that, this small kind of things can be created and put in your balconies also. Then there are little things like these rangoli things, and the dupatta thing that I was telling, right? Here this child has made a waterfall out of this dupatta, and then he's rowing his boats, the water is falling, and then some other things are there in the that you can see. And here the children, they have made with the wooden toys, they have made their own cameras, and they're playing with the cameras. um, if you can see that. And then uh, this is weaving, weaving loom. Okay, so you can create this kind of loom with the cardboard also, and then weave a mat and then they have a small mat, and at the end of when they're done with the entire thing weaving, it will turn into a mat. Okay, so that mat you can use on your dining table or somewhere else, and they get a sense of achievement, and this engages them. It brings their concentration to put that thing, that rope up and down. That is a t-shirt yarn. So using the t-shirt yarn and the that weaving loom, they are creating a mat. Okay, so it's a very very concentration building activity. It keeps them engaged for a very long time, and at the same time it gives them a sense of creation, that they have created something. That satisfaction is going to you can see on their faces. And then in this picture, just a kind of a tent we have created. Having a tent or some kind of a house kind of a construction, it gives them they just love it. They love these kind of, at this age around till the age of 8, 4 to 8, in that period, these kind of plays, they give them a lot of sense of warmth, having their own house to play. It's a very very good activity. And then here in the next one, the child is just looking outside the window and doing nothing, just looking outside the window. They need that, those quiet moments when they are just lost in time, doing nothing. They're just observing. This is very very nourishing for the child. Okay, for us it may not have any value. The child is doing time pass or doing nothing. It may seem like the child is doing nothing, but these movements, they are in complete oneness, and these moments are very very nourishing for the consciousness. Okay, and these are the moments when the creativity happens, when they get beautiful ideas, when they get all sorts of no good ideas, and they just love it. And then after you feel that the child is bored and he's doing nothing, and the next moment you'll see he got some ideas, he is like busy doing something which has just happened in that moment when the child was doing nothing. So allow them to get bored. They do not need to be engaged with this cartoon and this activity and that activity, one after the other. They need those quiet moments, and then the next activity is going to show what happened in that moment. Okay, this getting bored is very important for the child. This may be contradictory to a lot of other people you would have heard, but these moments of oneness, they add a lot of depth to their consciousness. And then how you can engage them in cooking. So here this girl is just pounding the elaichi to make the elaichi powder. Here they are peeling the beans. Here they are squeezing the mangoes to make the mango juice. Here on the banana leaf, they are patting the roti, which is a roti or a thali peet, whatever you call it, akki roti or thali peet. And then we put that on the tawa, and so we can involve them in such kind of activities. They are peeling the pomegranate. Here this little girl, she is cleaning the wheat. Okay, so look at how engrossed they are in these activities, and do they need anything else, and do you need to engage them in any other way? They are also chopping the vegetables very very they are very careful. By the way, if you trust them, they can do a very good job, but under supervision always. And then here they are making some vadas, and here she's churning the butter. So these are so many different activities that we can always do with the children. Involve them and give them the opportunities to become responsible and grow. They are not chores for them. It is all fun for them. It is really fun and play. For them it's play. I mean, for some people may not agree to this, that it's like pressurizing them with the housework or the chores, but it's definitely not that. It's definitely they find lot of fun and enjoyment in doing these little things, and the sense of achievement that they get after that, that is incredible. And if we imbibe this, uh, if we have the right kind of thought about that, if we do not have the right kind of thought for these activities, if we look down upon these activities, they are not going to do it. They are going to say it's not my job. Okay, if the other members of the family have such kind of ideas, then it's going to reflect on the child, and child is not going to participate and is going to play that, going to have that prince syndrome, that I'm the prince and this is not my job. Okay, so we can prevent that right from the young age, and give them opportunities of growth and responsibility. Then some art that you can do with the children. Okay, here we have made no, with the pasta dough, we added some color and we made flower, and then we made a tree and we added, this is a mango tree with some mangoes. We put in the pasta dough, I put haldi, and then for the green color I put spinach puree, and for the brown I put ragi atta, and then uh, we made some art out of it. So it's just non-expensive, from the things that are available in the house, very natural products which are not at all toxic for the children, and this acts as a beautiful play-doh, and a lot of creativity happens. Here the child is making um, here the child is making some toran out of the leaves and painting the diyas, and no, finger knitting, and here the playing with the clay. Here is making the flower rangoli, and then here some chalkboard drawing, painting the nails of the mother and making the boats. So these are the little things that you can always do with a child. Those are the ideas that I wanted to give. And then at the end, I just want to end with a beautiful poem that smile is infectious. So in this pandemic, instead of worrying about the infection, other kind of infection will leverage on the this kind of infection. Smiling is infectious. You can catch it like a flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realized I'd pass it on him. Smiling is infectious. I thought about that. Smile when I realize its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel around the earth. So, if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start the epidemic quick and get the world infected with the smile. With that, I end uh, my session. And if you have any questions, we can take them. Okay, yeah, I'm done. If you have any questions, we can take them, else we can end this session. Okay, then thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, you can just ask me. Priya, you there?